Holidays can be so hard when you've lost a loved one. Those long-standing traditions we always looked forward to now really only serve to emphasize who's not at the table. Maybe you're looking at that empty seat or anticipating someone else filling it, and it just doesn't feel right. You're not alone in the awkwardness and dread of the holidays. So I have 7 tips I put together to help make it a little bit easier this year. My first tip is give yourself the gift of time and permission to grieve. Just like hit pause here or just breathe with me for a second. Just in and out, I grant myself permission to grieve. That grants us the permission to give ourselves self-compassion. The circumstances you have make it hard to get through, and that's okay to not be okay. Nobody else is going to grant you permission to grieve. That has to come from inside of you. And so I challenge you to actually write out a permission slip to yourself. You know, like when we were kids, we had permission slips. This is a permission slip for yourself, to yourself, from yourself. Take time to write it out beforehand, before the holidays come. And I want to invite you to come back to it throughout the coming weeks. Taking intentional time for yourself through this hard season isn't selfish, it's wise. And giving yourself permission to grieve has a side effect too, that it allows other people to be honest with how they're feeling. So once you accept that, you can also be more present for others. Tip number 2 is plan to be different. Okay, holidays are going to be different because the person you want to be there is not there. So why not intentionally make it different so that the simple loss of a person isn't as apparent? It's already going to be different. For example, my first Thanksgiving without my dad, when I was a kid, I was 12 years old, my family decided to go to the beach and just to rent a house, go out to dinner that night instead of our traditional feast at my grandma's house. It was really hard that year, but of course it was hard. My dad was gone. But making it different on purpose helped us acknowledge the different that had happened, and it gave us permission to not have to sit around a table and pretend like nothing happened. My third tip is to allow for all the emotions at the table today. You know, remember your honesty allows space for others to be honest. When you allow your emotions to all be present at the table, and I mean happy and sad together with anxiety and peace, when you allow those things to sit at your emotional table, you can also recognize what's going on when you're reacting. You know, maybe you're not overeating or over drinking this year. Maybe it's because you're sad and you need to acknowledge that. Acknowledging your emotions helps disarm them. It gives them permission to sit down and tell you what's going on, because emotions can be warning lights for you. And it also gives your emotions permission to leave. If you acknowledge, I'm snapping at the kids because I'm angry, Dad's not here, understanding that anger is what's going on, you can actually deal with it and tell yourself, Dad didn't leave on purpose. I'm okay, I'm here. Tip number 4, bring your loved ones into the celebration, even if it's a small way. Now, some of you might be in a really raw season, and it helps to not actually have to process, the loss in front of others. But others of you, it might actually bring comfort to bring your loved one's name, your memories, your photographs into the space with you as you celebrate all the happy stuff in addition to the hard. Some ideas are putting a container in a common place with strips of paper. Throughout the holiday season, you can invite guests and family members and friends to write down their memories and place them in the container. And apart from your big celebration, maybe that's Christmas morning like it is in my family, maybe you take Christmas Eve, the kids, the youngest kids all down, in bed, and it's more quiet and more solemn. Maybe you take that time with the family who's with you to go through those strips of paper and read them. Once you've acknowledged that together in a quieter space, Christmas morning will be more free emotionally to enjoy it for what it is. Tip number 5, bring yourself back to the present through mindfulness. Emotions, we need to welcome them all, the happy and the sad, the good and the bad, but we also need to recognize that they're visitors, not permanent residents. You can actually help bring your body, your mind, your heart back into the present by practicing mindfulness and grounding techniques often. Here's some ideas for how to do that. You can take a nature walk without headphones. I know it's hard to use the quiet, but what you'll do with your mind while you're walking is you'll just use your eyes, your senses, to notice the things around you. Use your ears to think, what am I hearing? Use your feet to feel the ground beneath you. You can also do a doodle exercise for mindfulness by doodling pictures of things around you. I have an exercise for that in the free download below. It's a way to help you connect with the senses, to refocus your attention to the present moment. Whenever you feel your mindfulness wandering, you're in a crowd, but you're actually inside of yourself, that's your cue that it would be really helpful to take some time to do this. You can step away and practice a mindfulness technique that works for you. That'll help you refocus your attention so that you can re-engage with the group. Tip number 6, give to others. Okay, focusing on others as a people pleaser is not a healthy coping technique. That's actually avoidance. But once you've acknowledged your grief for yourself and worked through it a little bit, you can actually use the focus on others to help bring you forward in your healing instead of avoiding what's going on inside. Focusing on others is a great way to remember your loss and acknowledge the perspective that many other people are also feeling. It helps you feel less alone. And it gives some perspective for the suffering you're going through. There's many others who are also suffering. Many charities need extra help during this season because it's so busy. And so it takes a simple Google search and then join in with what they're doing. You can also embrace the different, right? And invite a lonely someone in your neighborhood or your sphere of people that you know to join you for dinner. Tip number 7 is get creative. I've already mentioned several artsy things that you can do, but that's because the arts really are being recognized as a wonderful way to help people cope with all kinds of things, mental and physical illness. And that's because, like I said, grief takes us out of our ability to cope and describe things that are going on with our words. Art embraces the fact that it's wordless. You can draw anything and have it understood in a different gut level way. So my prescription for you as you embrace the holiday season coming up is to take a box of crayons, the kind that you used from childhood, and to start doodling or scribbling. Even, it doesn't have to look like anything. Scribble out your anxiety and your sadness, and then throw it away if that frees you. Some other ideas for embracing creativity is to take a local art class, or maybe look up a couple Pinterest projects and do it with the family. That gives you maybe a little step out of your comfort zone, but it allows you to ground yourself in the present by focusing on the activity at hand. And it also gives you a concrete task to do, which gives you a little bit of a sense of control where you probably are feeling out of control at this moment. The arts are such a great way to engage. And if you need support, again, download that free template or just simply hit the next video. Leave a comment with your thoughts below. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video for more helpful resources on grief and creativity.